Hi everybody, how are you doing? I hope you are able to hear me.
Yeah, we can hear. I can hear.
Yes. Hi Akash. Hi Shilpa.
Hi,
Swarna
Hi
here,
everyone.
Akash.
how are you guys? I am just
Hi Akash, hi Shilpa. Hello. Good evening.
um, now I can see you. I was just doing multiple things. We are right now streaming to the YouTube and Facebook, so I was just background doing a lot of stuff. It's nice to know that. Everybody, how are you doing? Please switch on your video, everybody. Good evening. Fantastic weather right now today.
It's pouring in Bangalore right now.
So it's a time of bhaji and chai. Hi Hemant, how are you?
Hello, all. I'm good. How are you all doing? Yeah.
Wonderful, very nice.
ಶೆಣೆಲ್ ಒಂದು ಒಡ್ನಿ ತಂದ್ಕೊಡ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರ ಒಡ್ನಿ ತಂದ್ಕೊಡ.
Hi Gopipriya, how are you doing? Somali, good evening. Sweta Sao, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Hi Anup, good evening. Swarna, I can see you.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, Swarna.
Hi everyone.
Great.
Good evening, Akash bhai. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Hello. How is everybody doing?
Good, thank you.
Great. Wonderful. I think we are on time actually. We will start in a minute. I'm just, just waiting a few more people. Swam D, could you please, it is Swami D. Yeah. Swami D, could you please start your video? So Suvarna, this is your first time, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes. Okay. All right, so I think we should get started. A few more people will join, but I'm sure you must have seen the agenda today, and we have allocated topic. I'm just wanted people who are at least a core speaker to be here before we start, correct? But How is book going on? Meanwhile, probably you can share your experience and things like that. Whoever is read already or reading, apart from the core speaker anyway get the opportunity to speak. You have your own time. You can
Yeah,
ask. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, please go on, Swarna.
okay. Yeah, it is going good for me, even though like I had not been gone so far, but yeah, it's going good as of now. We are on. I can say I'm on track as per like 1 month we have to complete this book, so we are on. I'm on track.
That's nice. Very good. Wonderful. Good. So, is the people remember what are the other chapters we have already read? We have already read multiple chapter already, right? We kind of finished. We are on chapter number 12. 12 we will be finished by this week, and then we will left with around 5 more chapter to finish. This is one of the best book I can tell you I'm reading right now, right? And if you remember, some of the topic was the law of significance, law of the big picture, we read about it, law of Mount Everest, we read about it. If I'm recapping, last week we read a couple of very fantastic chapter. It was more towards law of bad apple, and it was law of catalyst. Some of you shared already, right? So hi Ashish, good evening. Okay, and this week we are, predominantly going to talk about law of accountability, law of price tag, scoreboard, which I really like it, and the law of bench, which I really like it, and then some of the people who has gone further down. I think Ashish has already taken a topic called law of identity or law of communication, right? So he's already, yeah, he's already gone a 14 chapter, which is very nice. So wonderful. I have to just open the agenda. Just 1 minute. Yeah, anywhere we can open it because I remember the first topic belongs to. Um, yeah. All right. So the core speaker we have today, which is predominantly Anandita, who spoke last time very well. So what we are doing is we are trying to look at what format work best. And this time, what I have done is that core speaker will get their own time because they have nominated by themselves. They would like to speak. Hi, Vikash. How are you doing? Good evening. And and then after that, some of you who are not could not able to nominate yourself, could be various reason. Probably, if you want to talk about that topic, if you have seen about that topic, you can talk about it in between. So each core speaker will speak, and then the other people who are kind of wanted to share about their learning and a quick you can talk about it. So the core speaker, I think everybody has got the topic right. So Anandita is the first topic. She is going to talk about the chapter number 9, which is law of accountability. Then we have law of price tag, by Dhruv Gupta. And then we have chapter number 11 and 12 by Shravan, who is our favorite speaker anyway. And then we have chapter number 13, which is law of identity by Vikash. And then, then chapter number 14, did I miss anything? I think, and then, sorry, 13, and then chapter number 14, that's copy paste mirror, I believe. Ashish, your topic is law of communication. And in between, the people who are could not able to nominate, you can talk about your point, your learning, right, in between. And then in the last, we will go with the people who are first time today they can introduce this then themselves, they can talk to others and kind of things in Q&A session. So that's why we are, and I'm just looking a different way how we can organize. But over to Anandita about her topic. She's there. Yeah, she's there. So you can unmute yourself, Anu, and can go ahead. Voice is breaking a little bit, looks like.
Thanks, Akash. Hello, everyone.
We have some challenge with internet at least since last 2 days. So let us know if the voice is breaking, then we'll come later. Is it better now?
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is Anandita, and I'm working as an HR professional. I have 11 years of experience. So for today's topic, I will be talking about law of accountability. Okay. So this topic it is self-explanatory. When we say accountability, it means team member should able to count on each other, and based on that, once they'll be if they'll be able to count on each other, then only they can become accountable to themselves and to the goal they want to achieve, or the vision they want to achieve, and to the world outside. So yeah, so let me start with very good example. um, uh, Even in a family, if we are as a team, we are running a family, a husband and wife, they are running family together, and they must be accountable to each other. Then only they will be able to take the having that the good family image, and then only same thing that they can teach it to their children. जैसे आपके अगर अगर आप एक दूसरे में ही काउंटेबल नहीं है, तो आपके जो बच्चे हैं, इफ यू हैव किड, वो खुद में खुद आई मीन दे विल लुक एट दैट थिंग, एंड वही चीज वो लर्न करते हैं. ठीक है, क्योंकि I have 1.5 year kid now. He has started whatever we are going to do, he will do same thing. So I have seen that kind of pattern. If I am saying anything, maybe to my mother or maybe to my husband, or my husband is saying anything to me, we have to be very accountable for that thing. So to explain it better, author ने यहाँ पे एक बहुत अच्छा example दिया है. ठीक है, they have said how one can become accountable. Okay, so it is a combination of character, competence, commitment, consistent, and cohesion. Okay, so when we say okay, we'll go each step by step. The first one is character. There is no substitute of character. Okay, so Robert A. Cook, he has used a very good phrase. There is no substitute of character. You can buy mind, but you cannot go by the education, everything. You can change your mind, you can have the development of mind, you can have good education, but your character speaks loud about you. You cannot buy your character. Okay, so that has to be the entire accountability should reflect from your character, and the team member should able to resonate to your character. Then only you can become a leader and can take your team to the next level. Okay, the second one, it calls about competent. Character itself is not enough. The person should be competent enough. It is not the only thing, but is very one of the very important thing. You should be competent, whatever you are doing it, should be competent enough. ऐसा नहीं है मैं ये भी कर लूं, ये भी, it's a very famous saying, master jack of all trade, master of none. वैसा नहीं होना चाहिए. आप हर चीज में कॉम्पिटेंट रहें, आप हर चीज में कॉम्पिटेंट भी नहीं हो सकते हैं. You just have to do the self insight and understand what is my competency, what is my the other team member competency. You might be good at something, your team member might be good at the other thing. You should have an respect each other, should learn from each other. Then only a team can run effectively and have that the power to achieve their maybe their dream or their goal. The another thing is, third point is commitment. Very important thing. Whatever task you have taken, within each team member, you should be committed to each other. If the commitment is not there, things cannot happen. You can have a character, you can have a competence, but without commitment, you cannot achieve something that is in a long run. You can achieve something which is very short duration. ठीक है, कर लिया, achieve कर लिया, खत्म हो गया, ठीक. And you cannot have a commitment for the long run. The third point is consistency. Failure isn't part of success. It will happen, but you have to be very consistent in your in your action. वो कहावत सुना ना, एक पानी अगर एक जगह पे पत्थर पे गिरता रहेगा तो वहां पे भी होल कर देता है. ठीक है ना. So that is very perfect example of consistency. A team, an individual, anyone, okay, if they have okay, I was just listening. I'll take another one, a few seconds. I was morning, I was listening to very nice video. There was a very famous author. He said if you want to achieve something in your life, you have to come out of your comfort zone. If you are in your comfort zone, you cannot achieve that thing. Every, like, the famous people who have achieved in their life, they have come out of that comfort zone. And to come out of that comfort zone, it is not just once or twice, the consistency should be there. And the last point is cohesion. So team members should able to collaborate itself among each other. They should understand each other, and that's where it comes a high level of cohesion. Combining all together, it comes the perfect law of accountability and team accountability, and thereon, team can progress as in where they want to go. Thanks, that's all from my side.
Wonderful, Anandita. Nutan, it's your topic as well, so probably you want to cover it next. Sorry, your name was first, but somehow missed it.
Yes, I think most of the important things Anu already covered. I'm right. Your name. Okay. So I have one point apart from that. That is a formula that she describes, like a 5 things are very necessary for a team to be a very successful. Each team member should follow that. And apart from that, I have a one thing, like I have learned from that, and it is a very important down in the chapter, that if you don't have a trust, if you don't have a trust in one of your team member or in your team, then it's better to have a one-to-one conversation there, and try to solve the problem there, instead of like thinking about it in your mind or taking some other decision. So I have learned that thing, like if you feel like this person is not trusted, this we cannot trust this person, or we cannot trust that team, so it's always better to have a one-to-one conversation. There must be something which is missing, there must be some gap or something. So if you try to communicate that person one-to-one and understand their point of view, there must be something going different from which maybe not expected like that, or it's always better to communicate to that person. Or sometimes we feel like that person may not be right to talk, but it's not always that the thing. you know Sometimes you feel like that person may not be going to understand if you're going to talk to them. Maybe he's doing that intentionally, but it's n- anything going to happen, let's take it that way. But it's always good to talk one to one to that person, even if you feel like he may not be right person, or he may not be the one like who will respond you properly. So it's always a good thing to approach a person one to one, to if he's your teammate, and if you don't trust that person, it's always better to understand his side, why he's doing that way. And there must be something, there must be some reason he maybe. It's always good to believe in that, your teammate, your entire team, and that's really important for the team success.
Very nice, Nutan. Wonderful. You fantastically cover it, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
anybody wanted to add or their learning who are non-core speaker today in today's meeting about this particular chapter, if you have learned or you want to quickly share on this particular chapter?
I would like to share one example. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll like to share one example on this trust part which Nutan shared. So yeah, this is very important because कहते हैं ना कि if most of the time it is actually the confusion or the perception of my understanding of someone else. And that's where if I don't open up and talk it frankly with directly the same person, not that to someone else, it will always be like a small जैसे छोटा सा घाव जो होता है वो धीरे धीरे नसूड़ा बन जाता है if you don't take care of this. So that's what it happens. If I have that small thing of confusion, if over a period of time one more thing will add, one more thing will add, and it becomes a bigger gap. And that's where I just wanted to add on this thought. So it always makes sense what Nutan was telling is directly talk with the person open-heartedly, tell what you feel and tell that this is my feeling and this is my perception, I might be wrong, and what do you think, or this was what I understood from your this behavior of that or this spoken statement of yours, and that's where everything goes away. So just one example.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
Correct. Correct. Actually, it happens like that person has done something wrong, and you already make the perception that he is that person. We already made an image that he must be that kind of a person. He's a bad person, and why should we talk to him? But it's completely wrong. I just got to know that we should, whatever it is, let's talk to him like he's a person, and we can solve it out if we talk one to one. There is always two sides of a coin. We only know that what we see, what we saw actually. We don't know what can be behind.
Great, wonderful. Anybody else?
Akash, this is Murthy. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, first, a manager should understand the real problem first, okay, and you should consult both the parties separately. So it is not only, see, most of the people does only one way, okay, so they just listen to the manager and then they fix it on the team member. So 90% of the cases happen the same way, okay, they just listen to the manager. Okay, so the manager can talk to the his boss in a biased way also most of the times, and if you talk to both the sides, you will understand the real problem, and we should have a 3-in-1 meeting kind of thing, and then sort out the issue. So that's the thing. So most of the people, right, most of the managers, they don't talk to the team members. They just take whatever the feedback that the manager has given is the standard one, and they go with that. Okay, so this is one approach I think we have to take it up.
Great, wonderful, Murthy. Anybody else? Shall we move on?
Okay. In fact, I read one small story which I thought would really fit in here very well. It's about law of, I mean, same, being accountable to your work, So there was this pilot who crosses enemy line and kills and fires some, missiles and all that. And then, his flight catches fire, and, so he has to evacuate. So what he does is, just before evacuating, he fires one more missile towards the enemy line, and then he just pulls out from the aeroplane and lands within our boundaries. Okay, so everybody appreciates, he gets a Shaurya Chakra and all that, and I mean, it was a big success, so everybody applauds for his success and everything. And after many years after this incident, one day he was having lunch with his family, and someone walks up to him and asks, "Are you so and so? And aren't you the one who has received this award?" So he says, "Yes, yes, I'm the one. And how do you know so much about me?" And then he says, "I was the one who kept the parachute in your flight." And suddenly this captain is like shaken, taken aback, because he thinks that he was the hero. But then he, till that time, he was thinking he is the hero. But then that was the day when he realizes that if this man wouldn't have checked the parachute, kept it in the right place, he wouldn't be a hero anymore. Right? So law of accountability, or law of accountability, also means everyone, I mean, not only in the office environment, but everyone, even at home, even at work, even in every association or in every society, or any aspect of life. You be accountable and do what you promised, and promise what you can do. So many a times people over promise and under deliver, or under promise and over deliver. So law of accountability means being someone whom people can count on, and who is doing what they meant, or what they agreed upon. So every small act of accountability makes a difference, just like that parachute. It was a very minuscule act, but if that act was not done perfectly, it would have made so much of a difference in this person's life and his family too. Right? So that's law of accountability to me.
Fantastic. Good. Shall we move on to next topic by Dhruv Gupta, the law of price tag? Dhruv, you want to go ahead, please?
Yeah. Hi everyone, my name is Dhruv Gupta, and I'm the son of Akash and Shilpa Gupta, and I'm going to be talking about the chapter 10, which is the law of the price tag. The team fails to reach its potential when it fails to pay the price. So this chapter starts off with a story by the author John C. Maxwell. So he tells that in Chicago long ago there was a company. So it used to sell merchandise and many. It started from a small business, but then it was like a catalog company. So it used to have a list of things, and then people used to select what they want, and then they used to take care of shipping, everything, and then slowly it became a really successful company. So then its founder, he used to like always sacrifice, and also then two of his partners left him. They said that I don't want to take such sacrifices. What if we become bankrupt, or what if we lose this? And also they are scared. So then he gives them their pay, and then he kicks them off, and then he partners with his another one of his friends, and then both of them, they take sacrifices, they give their time, they develop themselves. They are not selfish. And then as time passes, their company flourishes, and then they get like 300 million dollars per month, and it becomes like a pretty big company. But then after this founder dies, the whole company crashes. And then it seems and the author said that towards the end of the 19th century, they announced that they have gone bankrupt, chapter 7, and they are going to close down the company. So then why did this happen? This happened because none of the team members, or none of the staff, or no one in that company were willing to pay the price. Even if there was one employee who was ready to pay the price, but then what will that one employee do? This is a team effort, it's a team game. So what will that one employee do against 10 of his seniors? He can't do anything. So he says that the reason this happened was because no one paid the price. So then, so basically, from this story and in the whole chapter, my main learning was like, if you are part of a team and you want to succeed, you need to be ready to sacrifice. So if you take an example, a family is just like a team. So I'll just take an example of me and my brother. So me and my brother, like we have to study at least for like 1 or 2 hours, and then we get to play or watch something. So let's say that okay, he's still small, I'm pretty big. So in the mornings, I finish my studies off pretty soon. Like I get up after breakfast, I'll just sit and study for an hour or two, and I'll finish it off. So then now I'm free to play or play games on the phone or watch something and anything. But then if my brother is not done, I need to sacrifice that time and help him do it or wait for him to do it. Because if I don't do that, then the whole family will crash. Dad will get angry. He'll be in some meeting. He'll be like, why you can't you wait? Mom will be like, why can't you wait? It does not take that much long. Just wait. It just takes 2 minutes for him to finish writing this, that. Then even I'll be in a bad mood. My brother will be in bad mood. So then it's better that I help him. So then, like what I've done is from the past 2 days, like he can finish whatever he needs really fast, but then he does not. He just like has his excuses. So if someone sits with him, and mainly if I sit with him, because he knows that okay, Dhruv is sitting with me, that means he's not going and watching. So then if I sit with him, he'll finish, even if it's like 3 to 5 pages, he'll just finish it off in 5 to 10 minutes, and then we are free. So then you need to learn how to sacrifice. And then next one was time commitment. So if you want to work in a team or do anything, you need to invest your time. So, if you're in a project, so I'll take an example. So, I'm a student. So, then whenever we get any presentation or any project, which is a group project, so now even when it's online, I need to like connect with my friends or my team, and then we need to make it. So, then I need to put a lot of my time and energy in that. Else, we are not going to be able to complete our project or assignment in time, or it, or maybe we'll complete it, but then it won't be good. It'll be just shabby. Or if you have a 5 minute to talk, you just complete it in 1 minute. So that doesn't make any sense, right? So if so yeah, so then time commitment, and then personal development. So you should not just ignore yourself completely. You should spend time with yourself, and then you should also think about what you can do, what you can do in this, or whatever team you have. So like I've seen my dad, he sits at least for 10, 15, 20 minutes every single day, like at a stretch, and thinks what he can do in Reading Nation. He asked me, bro, I'm sorry, is this fine Is this post fine? Is this is the punctuation right? Then he sits and he spends his time, he sacrifices his time, and then he also spends time with himself and designing. Like in the morning, like on Saturday, I see he'll sit in like morning, he'll finish breakfast and then he'll be sitting on the laptop and he'll be designing the template for who's going to speak what. So he's sacrificing. He could have used that time also to sit and watch a movie. He could have sat and done something. He could have just played around. But then he is sitting and he's sacrificing his time for his community. He's sitting and he's spending his time and he's also developing himself. So that was my third learning. And my fourth learning was don't be selfish, be unselfish. So don't only think about yourself. Like even from the first book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, even that author talks about don't be selfish. Don't only think about yourself, think about everyone. So these were my main learnings. So thank you.
Wonderful, Mr. Dhrugupta. Fantastic. You spoke wonderful, very, very good examples. Very nice. Wonderful. Anybody want to add about this chapter if you want to speak quickly as you're learning? All right, we'll move to the next part, which is which is by our awesome person Shravan. Shravan is going to talk about two chapter, the law of scoreboard and law of bench, and I also add some of the my learning. So Shravan, over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Like it's somewhat pressurizing, and yeah, I always try to put my effort to reach all the expectations and all. And good evening, everyone. And I just want to say, I just want to continue the point what Nutan mentioned, like in terms of talking to one another. Like that's a beautiful quality a leader should have, that called empathy. Empathy is like the greatest quality because we need to understand the perspective where people may go under personal troubles. Okay, we may rush in completing the project, but there might be something we need to understand the person, what they are going and all. As a leader, first thing is it. So I don't want to get into that one, but I really like that empathy is the word. Right. Okay. So in our topic like law of scoreboard. So it's a simple, right? If we pitch in any game, if we start watching any game, even if we are in the middle, what we can see is we can decide based on the scoreboard, right? That's the thing. We can decide, okay, what's going on, who is winning, who is losing. Everything decides on the scoreboard. So scoreboard is the most important thing. And for a leader, and it shows the reality. Scoreboard, why scoreboard is important? It shows the reality. Similarly, for any projects, leaders should have the great quality to understand the reality. And that can be only done if we understand the scoreboard, and scoreboard can make us first point understanding. So what's going on if we take any of the sports event, okay, how the game is going. So that understanding and evaluating. Okay, scoreboard helps us to evaluate. Okay, what's going on, right? Coaches. Okay, this is the way, like you made a mistake. This is where this is other team doing good. So for evaluating is a very important thing. And third one is decision making. Okay, how we can decide on that? You understood that one, you evaluated, and you need to take a decision based on that one, right? That decision is very, very important for a leader, and taking right decisions at the right time is the extraordinary capability. And the first most important thing, adjustment, right? So adjustment, yeah, as Anandita mentioned, that the difference between a successful people and failures is the leap of change. Change is a very difficult part at any point of time, and winners, like winners don't like, even though, like that's a quote, winners don't like getting up early in the morning, they don't like working out, they don't like, but still they do because they understand the value of it, where failures leave that part. That's the difference between so that adjustment is a very difficult part. When we can adjust, when we can help the team members as a leader, or when we can help the other person to adjust in the team, That's a big part, and it happens anywhere. And the fifth one, if you can adjust, if you understand that one, you evaluated that process, and based on that one you took the decisions, the decision making, and if you adjusted, and it will leads to a result of winning. So the path is very important, and understanding in this process of scoreboard. So in terms of financial goals, in terms of personal goals, in terms of professional goals, or spending time with the family, or whatever may be the case. So we need to have that kind of scoreboards. We and we need to think in a reality way. Like if I can, because when I talk to some of the school students, like as a college students and all, and who are just joined the, like I just want to earn 5 crores within 5 years, or they have that kind of, okay, it's okay. Then what's your plan, right? You need to have a realistic plan, and you need to come based on that one. Okay, without a plan, like that's the famous quote, right? If you plan to fail, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So, and people come up with without planning, and they can say like unrealistic goals without having a scoreboard. Okay, so that's always been important things. Having a scoreboard is a very important thing, and basically the scoreboard cannot give you a victory. It may not give you a victory, but it can tell you what to do for that victory, what you can what you can sacrifice, or what you can adjust yourself to achieve that kind of victory. So that's the point on the scoreboard. And so you want to add anything, or just I can continue on the bench?
Continue. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Uh, so the next one is law of bench. So the concept is called great teams have great depth. So yeah, we talked about more of the scoreboard is related to, like we cannot relate most of the things in real life, but in games it will be the most important thing. But in terms of bench, the word we listen most of the time in corporate world. Whenever a fresher joins, he completes the training. I'm in bench. That's that's the word we keep on hearing, and that's the important thing, right? So, and we can, so in the bench, like when the great organization, to build a great organizations, there are three things should be, like there are three main points, like there might be, but in this point of time we can talk about three things. Recruitment. I should not speak more on recruitment when HR is here. So so that's the thing. Recruitment, finding the right people who is joining in the team. So who is joining in the team? So recruitment is one of the important thing. And training, what are the skills we are developing, what is the training they are undergoing, what are the, as a company or a team, if somebody is coming into our team, they may not be well equipped with that technology or something, we need to train that one, as Drew mentioned, right? So in that case we need to sacrifice, as a leader we need to sacrifice. And the entire leadership definition is different, like it's not dependent on the title, right? It's not, you can be a leader if you can help the person next to you, person right to you, you can help them, you can empathize them, you are also a leader. It doesn't depend on your tag. So that's it. So we need to sacrifice some of the time to train them. So recruitment is done, training is done, and sometimes who is leaving the organization? Sometimes this is the I see, like if some person is leaving the organization who has a great network, it will actually impact in a negative way for that company. And if he has a great network, like if somebody is leaving, okay, why he's leaving, what are the reasons, and what are the like politics it's happening and all, so many things pitch in, and like people who are close to, they also thinking in a mood to, okay, I will also move, like I will also follow the path. So that's the path most of the people follow, and like who is joining in the team. So the HR people, especially or whoever is recruiting, recruitment, we need to try to protect the people who are leaving. Like, if they are really worth whatever may be the case, we need to try to protect them, because that's not just one person who is leaving. They have friends, and automatically it has a huge impact. And I saw really in my organization or so many other companies also, what happens when a senior guy leaves, he can entirely move the team also sometimes. So who is leaving? Recruitment, training and losses. So, and whoever is on bench, we need to train them properly, and they might be stars next time, right? We don't know whoever maybe, and they can contribute a lot to the our project. And when we train them, uh, and strong bench also gives a leader opportunity. We can come up, okay, there are so many people on bench, what we can do? Okay, we can do something with their potential, instead of like most of the corporates like sit for 9 hours doing nothing, watching like you unproductivity. Leader has a great responsibility, he can pitch in. Okay, okay, they can use the team in a productive way. So, and the last important thing, bench is called upon at the critical times for the team. So these are the points where leadership are in terms of building a great teams. These are the like having a scoreboard, and along with the bench, utilizing them properly, training them properly, improving their skills will build a greater teams and for a better organization. Thank you so much.
Very nice, Raman. You want to add something?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? So in continuation to what Shravan shared, law of bench, basically many a times people, especially people when they are on bench, not only from corporate, but even in a sports event, sometimes they tend to feel that am I not worth enough? Why am I not in the field? But then we have to also understand that not everyone can be in the field, right? So the author has given a very nice example of John Wooden. We have a couple of books of John Wooden. In fact, there's a very good movie also. I think it's called as Rookie. Which is on wooden leadership, and very beautifully he talks about it. Just because someone is on bench does not mean he's worthless. The very fact that you're on bench is because you are needed in the team at the time of critical moment. And that's why the best leadership, they say, especially for team building, is the wooden kind of leadership, where every team member is important, whether he's on the field or off the field. And practically, if you ask me, we recently experienced this in our life alone. We run exercise sessions in the morning, and for 2 weeks Akash was not well, and obviously he couldn't take the classes. Classes as in he couldn't lead the session. Okay, and because we have good leadership in our team, we had a couple of people who could pitch in and take up the exercise session, because he was not able to take it. They were on bench, but that did not make them less important or less efficient. In fact, they stood up, they rise up to the occasion when he was not able to do it. And so that's how law of bench works. So having a good bench actually means great leadership to protect and to provide, or to face critical times in a successful manner. He gave multiple examples of where the number of players required are maybe 11 or 15, but the total strength of the team is more than 40, just because there are 30 people who are on bench and there are only 11 in the field. So that any calamity, any substitution required, any situation comes up, you have 30 other people who can fill in for those 11, and they are equally trained, equally competent. Today they are not the stars, but they can be the stars when the need arises. So just because, so basically Wooden talks about this, and which I really like or appreciate, is we have to, of course, upskill everyone. We have to develop, put in effort in educating, training, motivating, everything. But at the same time, we should train each one of them or treat each one of them equally, if not more, because every team member is equally capable, and he will shine, or he or she will flourish in the times to come. So that's Wooden leadership all about. Every team member is important. Every person who may not be the best at its best play today can be the best one tomorrow. So no one comes as a star player, no one is born as a star player, but everyone can flourish to become a star player. So as a leader of the organization, it is very important that we treat each and every resource or each and every player equally important.
Good. Anybody else?
Yeah, so I would like to add few things
Yes,
actually.
Ravi.
So bench is never called a kind of negative, negative side. It's always positive side. Bench is always a kind of, if you have a scooter, you don't have a stepney. Okay, so how will you go if something will happen to another wheel? So it's a kind of a stepney is very important. And if if a company doesn't have bench, okay, who will fight for the critical period? So critical period, commitment, and everything, the leader has to engage the benchers very well. They have to treat them as a team member, so that this negativity comes towards the positivity, and then the people will stay. Okay, it will not spread any kind of negative thing. I'm also into HR. I'm a recruitment manager, so I know the how the problem in the fulfilling the vacancies or fulfilling the right candidate to the right role. Okay, and if the team leader is not treating the team members properly, and they have not been utilized at the time when they need. Like I was just a few days back, though I keep watching this movie, Akshay Kumar movie, that Gold. Okay, there was a very key player who was final match was going on, and then they said he is having some, he did some misbehave to the vice captain, and then that's why he was kept outside for the longer. And suddenly he was a long passer actually, so they were not allowing him. And then somehow the time has come that without him the match was not possible to win. The India was about to lose that match. It was a final Olympic match, and lastly he played, and they won. So it's like, every person in the team is important. I know it's a difficult to manage, as the Shilpa added, or everyone is added, like, at a time we have 16 to 20-25 members on the bench in cricket team, if I talk about the India team. Okay, but only 11 players are playing. Okay, it's not when the other players are good or bad. They all are good, equally good. That's why they are deserving to be in the bench and be in the team. Actually, it's a complete India. Okay, so this is my message. Actually, it's not negative. It's very positive, and I salute to ventures actually.
Great, wonderful. Anybody else on this topic?
Akash, I have one thing. I
Yes.
was on bench for 2 months. Like I joined from the campus, and I went through the training for 6 months, and after that everyone just allocated to the project, everyone. And there are just two people, Pooja and me, one of my friend, and we were on bench for 2 months. 2 months. Can you imagine? Like we were so excited to join some project or work on something after 6 months training, and we were on 2 months bench, and every next day we used to ask them like, acha, when we will going to join the project. And our one of the member, like, means our all the friends actually who joined the project, they are telling the experience like, I'm doing this, we are getting this training in a project, we got a team lead, we got a project manager, we got introduced to. So every time we went to the like cab, and they are telling, and we were in so much of, I tell you my feeling, in so much of depression. Why this has happened to me? What is wrong with me? Why didn't they take? So this is a natural feeling, like you got ki, what is like making a difference among them or me. It is then later on I get to know it is because of a project, like they are waiting, they put us on waiting something related to business, or this is thing happened because of that, there is, when there is a right time you will get allocated. Before that they tell us to wait in cafeteria, and every single day I used to go there and drink that same coffee. It coffee taste was like very bad, but still I go there, I drink coffee. And we saw this plural, what is called that, tutorials was there. And they saw ki, they said ki, just watch these tutorials, do your training whatever you like, and do this stuff, you will get a project, you will get a project. Every day. That was a 2 month. And when we are a fresher, we really want to work, we really want to know ki what exactly this is. And that was the thing. This is my experience.
Very
So
nice.
then don't worry. Like you are in 2 months only. There are people who I know like 8 months, 9 months. Okay, 2 months is very less chill. and adding to one more point. Sorry, I'm taking some time, Akash sir. Like I just want to tell in the concerned way, in terms of normal way. Um, as a leader, like this is for all the team members, and we as a team we are only 20 people in this group. Okay, and everything cannot push on Akash only. So we can also take the responsibility where we can pitch in and we can call to the people. Like Hemant is my friend. Like I call him. He's like avid reader generally, and he starts reading. So at least call to your friends. Tell the importance of our community and whatever the like. He can have the vision. We have a leader, but as a team members this happens everywhere. Okay, in terms of okay everything he cannot, as we can pitch in and call our friends. Okay, Nutan, you can call to Anup, you can, or Ravi, or anybody. We can call to some other people, have a casual discussion, how are you and all, and we can, okay, we have a group discussion, can't you put for 1 hour, like come join, learn something. Okay, initially make them habituate, and I want to see like a group with 100 people, and we need to run this for 100 weeks. Then imagine how much impact personally we can have on our personal life. And if you can make this group larger, he every time he can, like we can pitch in and we can help the team to grow, and we can help his vision. So, and we are also adding the value to the other people by, because we have a HRs here, we are people who are working in a technical way, and maybe person who just joined the organization or 2 years, 3 years experience, they have the great, like they can learn so many things. Okay, not only everybody can learn something better way, and we are reading great books, and we can help that kind. So today, like this is not my personal thing. I just want to help his vision, because we need to think about this one seriously to improve this, and make it a bigger platform and all. So call to 5 people, and every 20 people, we are 20 people and calling to 5 people and making, we can make it 100 people. It's as simple as possible. And the first quality of a leader is to influence. If you can influence one person to join in this one, you are a leader. That's it. Nobody is gonna stop it. If you can't make it one person, imagine how Mahatma Gandhi or Nelson Mandela struggled to get a freedom for 100 crore of people, like dreaming having. Okay, try to pitch in everybody and get the people and help Akash's vision, and everything he cannot do it. Okay, you
Thank
share
you.
it.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry to cut you, because a few people who want to share, they have to go. So Ashish, go ahead. Thank you, Shravan. Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you, but Ashish, you want to go ahead before Vikash?
Thank you, Akash. Actually, sorry to all
No worries.
friends, because I got to attend one meeting at 6 p.m. So that's the reason I just requested. Uh, this is my first time I'm trying to share something on a topic. So the chapter is law of communication. This is very interesting. I came to know, and I think we all can correlate with our day-to-day life, whether it is personal or professional. The importance of communication. So, in this particular chapter, the author has given an example of a Continental Airways. Way back in 1994, the Continental Airways was not in a good shape actually. They were struggling at various fronts of business, and already they were into bankruptcy for 2 cycles or 2 times. And that period, Mr. Gordon Bethune joined this organization at a leading position. So, in 10 years, 10 leaders were changed. So, that's the situation. 2 times Continental Airways was almost at the verge of bankruptcy. In such a bad position, he joined. Then he tried to revive the situation, and he has gone to the analysis that what may have gone wrong. So he identified that there is a communication which is lacking, and the employees were not confident, kind of thing. So he has given the importance to communication. He has tried to improve the communication between top to bottom and bottom to up. He has improved the communication channels, and then this Continental Airways revived like anything, and they perform in a better way and become one of the leading airways in US in very less time. So that is how the importance of communication is highlighted, where he has said that only with good communication can a team succeed. It doesn't matter whether the team is a family, a company, or a ministry. Effective teams have teammates who are constantly talking to one another, and communication increases commitment and connection, which in turn fuel action. For performance, its members need to be able to talk and listen to one another. So this is something very interesting about the importance of communication and how it can revive a company. That's informed or explained in this particular chapter of law of communication. So this is a small bit of learning which uh, I'm happy to share with you. Thank you.
Very nice, Ashish. Wonderful. Ashish has to go at 6 o'clock sharp, so that's the reason I invited before the Vikash, and already they have crossed. They are on 13 number, chapter 13 and 14. But before that, I want to say, okay, I will give opportunity first to Vikash. So Vikash, you want to go ahead with law of identity and your topic?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. I'm Vikas here, and I'm going to talk about law of identity. In this chapter, author starts with example from his own life that his son started working in a young age with a company called Home Depot, and when he goes to office and comes back to home, he always talks about his company, and the author become quite curious that how the company is because his son always speaks about the company, and he does some research and found about the company. And the company was started by two men with a vision of a huge chain throughout the country for home improvements shop. So company started with the great values. The company leaders thinks that instilling values in each and every member will make them grow, and it will help them achieve their goal and vision. So they instill each and every member with the values they have. So within 20 years of time period, they start with the 4 shops, and within 20 years of time period, they come up with the 775 shops throughout the state, and they have employees of number about 1,60,000. So how do they achieve it? They achieve on the basis of the values. Values is the are the thing which resonate the team members in a single direction and make them grow. The author tells 6 different way uh, how the values team make grow, and the 6 different ways are for shared values. The first one is the glue. The author gives an example of a couple in a relationship. They get married, and initially they have love and passion for each other, and the relationship goes smooth, and slowly as time passes, love and passion fades away, and things go rough. But still the relationship goes on. Uh, they carry on with their marriage, with their wedding. Why? What is the reason still they are together? Values is the thing which keep people together. And the next one, the author defines foundation. Values are the thing which establish a strong foundation among the people. Let's say take example, if you are going for a relationship with a different culture, people, of course you would find some common grounds to establish the relationship. So values are the things. If you have common values, then you will be having a common grounds, you will be having a strong foundation to establish the building on it. And the next one is the rules. uh, ruler ruler is like how uh, with the values you can set the standards for team to achieve the goal. Even in the corporate business, having some guidelines in the some guidelines in the uh, business guidelines. Well, the business uh, corporate having values in the form of business guideline to grow the organization. And the next one is the compass. So compass means having a direction. As earlier also we have studied about the compass. And this compass, if compass means if you are having the values, common values, then finally you are whatever you are doing, whatever under you are the whatever under circumstances, you will be facing in the same direction. And the next one is magnet. Magnet, for this author says from his another book, 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, that there he has a law of magnetism. A law of magnetism says like if you the you attract people uh, who whom you are alike. So uh, if like-minded people attract each other, the overall the law sees this as we can take an example, like we people like to read the same thought, bring us together, and now we are a big team. And the last one is identity. So values, if a team is having a common value, then finally if you are following those values, then finally you will be identified by those values, and it becomes an identity for a team or an organization. So that's why uh, the author says values, shared values are identity for a team. So that's all from my side. Thanks a lot.
Very nice. Very important topic Vikash talked about it, because see, understand again, मैं बहुत simple example लेता हूँ. When you go on a party, you look at how the people get together, right? The few people are together. सुट्टा मारने वाले एक साथ हो जाते हैं, है ना?
Yeah,
मस्ती
right.
करने वाले एक
Those
साथ हो
are
जाते हैं, डांस
like-minded
वाले एक
people.
साथ हो जाते हैं, और जो बैठ के देखने वाले एक साथ हो जाते हैं, because that's the law of magnet work, right? So I would like to talk quickly couple of my understanding, and we are already on top of the time. So reading this book is really making a lot of sense to me right now. And reason I'm saying, because one of the thing which I like it, the scoreboard was one of the another topic which I like it, right? Another beat, and I'm a process of making one of the video, one of the topic which I like it. But one thing which I want to talk about is that today action builds tomorrow team, correct? And that is the very important topic of, I think, law on a part of law of bench. And it's very important for us to understand, because when we are building a team, our future always depend on the three things. The point number one is that who is joining the team that Shravan was talking about. But understand, many a time it has been seen that when you cannot build a winning team without a good player. So for the matter, you working somewhere, you're recruiting people, you are running your own venture, you're recruiting people, or you are a good leader and you wanted to build large enterprise. What you have to always look at, and which I always look at as a part of process of recruiting anybody, I always look for the people who are a good player. So I match the player with the position. But sometime I see the players are very good and I find a position for them. Because eventually when I'm recruiting and when I'm when I'm building a team, I don't look at only that if I have a position, I need to recruit the guy or I need to make him a part of my team. If the person is good, I don't want to him to leave my team or leave this opportunity, because the person is good, he can always upgrade his knowledge and he can always position himself. Hence, when you get a good player, you always make sure, I make sure that I don't leave him because he is not matching my position. And that is the way laugh bench work, because many times you see why you kept on a bench, why you are on a part of pooling team, not because of we do not have a project, we do not have any work for you, because you are going to value add into the team. You've been a very important team player. So when John Wooden and everybody talking about that, they used to have a bench of 3 times bigger than the current player we are playing on the field. Why? Because each player have their own strength. And that is the reason the previous time we talk about while building a team, why each individual player has to play at a particular position, because that is his strength, right? I gave a last time example, a guy who love to play forward and his strength is forward. If you bring that player in the middle, he'll get confused, he'll get frustrated. And that is the many time it has seen, right? The second part is that, the many time it has been seen that good players are leaving the organization just because of bad player, right? So it's important, you've been observed when you are being a good player, why your managers talk to you when you put down the paper or things like that, or for any matter, why somebody reaches to you a first point when any new project comes, because you've been identify a great player, not because of you sitting on bench and they have to just match it. Correct? So look at a bigger part about any organization, any enterprise, any leadership. Each team player play a very important role. And for us also, sometimes it is important to keep a good player to make a winning team altogether. Another thing also we have to look at, and I look at, is that if bad player is going, it's good. Sometimes it's called dead wood, right? You have to trim the tree to flourish it, right? Flourish it, the writer is talking about. But agar wo dead wood rahega tree mein na, it will spoil the whole the tree itself. Tree will fall down, right? And that's the reason sometimes you see you keep kya bolte hain, mali, who comes in home and trim your tree. Why? Because he knows that what is the bad leaves and what is good leaves. Correct? So sometimes it is very important when people are leaving organization, correct, let it go some bad people, because it is good culture for organization. If I'm leaving, somebody is leaving, if I look at a skill set of 1 to 10 and guy 10 is being highest, and person who is leaving organization at a skill set matching of 4, and if I'm hiring a skill set matching of 8, I'm always having a winning team, because I'm keep on making a strong team altogether. So sometime in the enhancement of leadership role, when you go up in the ladder, correct, when you recruit people, not I don't match only a skill set, we have to look at his attitude, we have to look at his skill set, we have to look at how he could be a winning team player. So it's very, very important for us. Guy is looking, leaving organization at skill set 4, and I'm hiring at skill set 4, I'll not able to grow. Guy is leaving at skill set 8 and I'm hiring at 4, it goes down. But guy who's leaving the organization at skill set 4, but I'm hiring somebody skill set 8, I'll always have a winning team altogether, right? So it's very important for us while building a team is what action I'm performing, correct? Today, my action, performance of action, building towards a team, building a right attitude in a team, building a right mindset in a team is very, very important. And that is the reason I love this book, because this book is teaching us some of the aspect of building a team. So मुझे तो मन कर रहा है कि एक बार और same book पढ़नी चाहिए, but we cannot do that, right? But this is life skill this book is teaching, to be very frank, right? So we have already finished 3rd week. Now we are moving towards week number 4. And week number 4, we all has to stretch because we have left with a 5 chapter, correct? And so next week we will talk about it. I would highly recommend and encourage people who are not able to speak or not able to spend some time. I'm not sure about what is the reason behind it. If you want, give me a call. I would probably help you to understand how to make 25 hours rather than 24 hours, half an hour late सोइए, half an hour जल्दी उठेंगे, तो 25 hours मिलेगा आपको, and that is the time you can spend a reading book, correct? And this is the great way to build a skill. I can tell you guys, probably we have already passed lot of time, but we will move to the new people. People who are first time here joining, most welcome. Probably you would like to, I'm not sure if people has already left it, probably you would like to say hello to everyone. If it's there, some of the video is got off. I'm sorry.
Suvarna is there.
Yeah.
So now you want to say hello to everyone? Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Suvarna Bhattagiri. I am here in Bangalore. I'm working for an IT company as a activation lead. It is nice to meet you all. Uh, and also it's a nice experience. I'm getting more knowledge. Looking forward to share more and more and learn more from you guys.
Very nice. Welcome to the team, Swarna.
Thank you.
Anybody else we have? I think Hemant was there, but he left it. We've already passed our time, But great, folks. We have great learning this week, and I'm sure this book is definitely adding value. And I'm sure you must have realized already by reading this book. This is a great book, and this week we have to stretch ourselves. We have to finish this book completely by this weekend, meaning in next week, and then probably soon we'll meet. Enjoy the weather, stay home, stay safe, and I am really enjoying this book club. Reason behind that, at least apart from a job, apart from exercise, apart from eating food, apart from watching movie, at least we all together able to develop another skill in our life. It's called life skill, because nowhere we get this such kind of opportunity where we can mingle together, share our thought together, and learn from each other, right? And everybody spoke wonderfully today. So take care of yourself. And anybody else want to share quickly something before we end up?
Akash, any plans for the next week or the week after that? What would you plan to
What book?
read?
Okay, I will
Yeah.
message you guys, and probably
Okay.
more about see in the career I've seen that the more ever we look for the where it dipped down in our life is that we lack on the building of team, or lack on building on the people skills and things like that. So moreover, the book would be towards a leadership books itself. And John C. Maxwell is one of the best author, I can tell you. We have some of the heavy author, but I don't want to bring right away. We have to still build those reading habits. So predominantly we will go with the John C. Maxwell itself, and eventually slowly we will move towards some of the financial books, and some of the the spiritual books as well, which can enhance our skill. Spiritual meaning is not a Sadhu Baba book, but a spiritual book is like Secret, or some of the books, something like that, in those areas. So we will read them eventually, because it's going to be long term for sure. But I'm open for suggestion. You can always message, if you have something. Correct. And I want to specific only for the book, towards only book, and more towards the vision of this whole platform is to develop a platform where people can learn about life skill, personality development skill, and intrapersonal skills. That is the whole idea. I want to build this whole platform altogether. So thank you so much again to being part of my vision. And as Shravan told, each one of us influence 5 more people, and we can multiply, because it's become 100.
Sure.
Take care, guys.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Stay safe, and
Thank you, Akash.
bye.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
all. Thank you.
Bye.
Shilpa.
Very great.